Hi there. Welcome to my first recorded Unreasonably Grateful podcast from a log cabin in Clark Fork, Idaho. So, we recently made our move and we're getting settled in. Cows are here. We've started milking. The dogs made a great transition. It was actually a smooth transition. So much to be grateful for. And what I'm most proud about is we also left Beulah Farm and the people that are taking it on in great shape. We did a great job of ending well, which actually gives us a good opportunity to begin well here. So, welcome, welcome. I know that every week new people start listening, so I want to make sure that I wrap my arms around you and welcome you here. Thank you for being here. It's certainly my hope that you glean something from my sharing, my stories, which right now I'm actually reading from my recently released book called Unreasonably Grateful Living in Grace by Choice. And I hope that you get something that makes your life a little easier, gives you a little bit more freedom or some wiggle room in your process of recovering all the broken off parts of yourself, as I did and am still doing for myself. So remember, I don't have your answers, you do. It's my hope that somehow you'll be led to discover more of the truth of who you really are and also just how deeply you are already loved. So I love hearing from you. You can always email me at tercey@terceyenglehart.com. And I do have an Unreasonably Grateful Instagram. And if you are interested in our farm life, I also have a Mountain Cloud Creamery Instagram, as well as my personal called Tercey, my first name. So welcome, welcome, welcome. For those of you who have been with me for a while, thank you. Thank you for sharing your journey with me and allowing me to share my journey with you. Okay, so this week's story is actually called One Love. And it is, if you're following along, it is dated 2006 and it's chapter 36 and it's on page 60. Okay, love is all inclusive. It fulfills upon itself. The only way to experience love is to be loving. It starts with being. One way to distinguish being is through what we are thinking, what we're speaking, believing, acting, and our attitude. If I am being irritated and someone is being loving towards me, I will experience irritation. To experience love, I would keep my thoughts, words, actions, beliefs, and attitudes on love. When love is from the overflow, you know how loved you are. It is not depleted. Love cannot be hurt or diminished. Love simply is. You love to love, period. There's no getting in loving. Love is its own reward, and you can't be looking for it. So, the message at the bottom of the page says, if you are wanting more love, then be more loving. It's so true. I don't know about you, but, certainly in early recovery in those awkward years of, I don't know, trying to discover who I was and making amends for who I had been, I often felt unloved or unlovable. Certainly during all the years of addiction, I also did. And so when I learned that if I wanted to experience more loving, it wasn't about the other person at all. It was about me. It was about me taking on being more loving. Because without being loving, even if love was pouring in, I wouldn't be able to experience it, to receive it, or to trust it. So here's what I'd love for you to do this week. Notice whenever you feel unloved or less loved or wishing you were more loved, and then take on practicing thinking loving thoughts, speaking or saying loving words, believing that you're loved, acting loving, acting loved, live loved is what I often say, and have an attitude that's precious and kind and gracious, thoughtful and loving. And then just see if you don't experience more love. All right? And I'll see you next week. Thank you so much for being here.